Good day, everyone. Happy gardening. Today we are going to be building our raised bed for our watermelon. It's not going to be too raised. It's about 3, 4, 5 inches. So we're going to be using some cardboard that you can get free from any outlet store if you ask them. And I started to already lay out some over here. I'm going to lay it on thick so it can be a weed-free raised bed. So stay tuned. All right, so what I did is I made sure all the plastic and paper and all the paper degradable things are off of the thing, and I lay it down just flat. And I'm going to keep layering it. Stay tuned. All right, so I have layered it with about 3 or 4 layers of cardboard in a perfect kind of a square. And I'm going to now be adding some cinder blocks to build the raised bed. So this is so far what we've done for the raised bed. Layered it with over several pieces of cardboard. Make sure when you line your cinder blocks, they're kind of inside a little bit on top of the cardboard so it can minimize weeds within the cinder blocks. And now what we're going to do, what I like to do is I like to wet the cardboard really well and then add my next layer. So the next thing I like to do is I like to wet my cardboard really good. Just to soak it in. Next thing we like to do is, now I gathered some wood and I chopped it into like smaller pieces to line the raised bed. Almost forgot what to say. Raised bed is pretty hot out here, about 80 degrees. Line the raised bed. That would be the first layer. After I wet it, put the cardboard, wet it. Now I'm going to layer it with some chopped wood that will biodegrade over the years. You can use your bed every year by using rotation planting. So as you can see, first layer with a bunch of wood. So this would save us some money on getting soil. Most of the material that I'm going to be using is our native soil and our native supplies like leaves and all that. So the next layer I'm going to do is going to be leaves, dried leaves. So this is our next layer for our raised bed. We put the wood layer already, and next thing I'm going to use a hose and I'm going to spray and wet that down. I like wetting down every single layer so it can help with the decomposition. All right, stay tuned. And now we'll be spraying down, wetting the wood really well for our next layer of leaves. There we go. Now that's our leaves. Now we'll be laying out some of our leaves. All right, so now we've added our layer of leaves, old leaves, to decompose, and I've wet it and all. And next thing we're going to do, we're going to add some soil. So here is our raised bed. As you can see, we did wood first, then we did leaves, and then we did soil, and then native soil. And I'm going to add a couple more, maybe one bag, 40-pound bag of soil, and they'll be complete and ready to plant our watermelon, inshallah. All right, guys, so our dirt is put on top. I put some native soil, and then I also added some compost manure that's been sitting for a while in our compost. This is the result, and this is how it looks. And we're getting ready to plant some watermelon down the center. So now these are our watermelon that we've planted and started at home by seed in the house underneath my grow light. And they are definitely ready to plant into the ground. As you can see, we have little visitors today, butterflies, but it's definitely ready to plant into the ground. So I'm going to start by planting some water on each 4 corners and some in the middle, down the center. And then I'm going to add some of my lettuce that are in pots because they're good partners for watermelon. So far, these are the watermelon I planted on 4 corners and then one in the center. Later on when they start getting bigger, inshallah, I'm going to be adding some trellises and picking these apart. And we're going to plant some lettuce. So today we're going to be repotting these into our watermelon patch as companions for our watermelon. These are the lettuce that we've grown in a pot, and it's grown. We've picked it about 4 times already and has regrown continuously. So now we're ready to put it with our watermelon. So guys, this is the completed bed. Later on I'm going to add some marigolds for attract pollinators later on while they're flowering the watermelon, inshallah. But so far we have watermelon and lettuce. Thanks for watching and subscribe for more. Stay tuned for updates, inshallah. At least we are going to water our bed. I don't know, while we're doing it, we're going to grow our cucumbers and cabbage. And here's the bed. Water that thoroughly. Just to be on the safe side, I've added some bird tape. Just a little bit, just to distract the birds from eating them while they're so small. And pan over here to our potato towers. So far so good, alhamdulillah. And around our potato towers we have spearmint. And these are our potato towers. Spearmint and mint is all going around here. That's what you see over here on the ground, spearmint and mint. Thing is with this bed, because it's watermelon, that we need a lot of sun. And this is in direct sunlight. For at least 8 to 10 hours. Here's a little bonus update on our sunflowers. They are getting, this is our organic mammoth sunflower. And they're getting really, really big. They're about, I would say, 2 feet tall now. And this is going on week 5.